Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining me. It's Darren at Jace Media Music, and I'm here with Australian legend of TV, Alan Fletcher, aka Dr. Karl Kennedy. Alan, how the devil are you?
I'm really well, thank you. Loving being in the UK this is my second home, Darren. So I always love being here. I'm having a fantastic time on the road. Touring is one of the great joys of life, I've got to say.
Yeah, I talk to hundreds and hundreds of artists, Alan, and they all say it's great being on the road. A lot of them say they don't make a lot of money, but I think that's just goes hand in hand with the music business at the moment.
I'm afraid it is. But people are very reluctant to buy their tickets in advance. They often wait until the last minute to buy tickets, and the upshot of that is a lot of promoters cancel gigs because there's not enough advance sales. So
Yeah,
it's a real catch-22 situation, it's perilous for the industry at the moment. I can only encourage people to buy your tickets, and if it falls over or you can't go, apply for a refund.
yeah. I say that, Alan, because as a reviewer and a journalist and stuff, we get invited to stuff all the time, for free. But what I always do, and this really naffs off my wife, I buy a T-shirt at all the shows I get to, and at the
Yeah,
moment, I've got about 886, 888 tour shirts from bands.
amazing.
I saw a fellow Aussie a couple of weeks back, a girl called Fanny Lumsden.
Oh, she's marvelous. Yeah, big Aussie artist.
Yeah, I saw her a couple of weeks ago. I'm a champion of a lot of bands in Australia. Shotgun Mistress, Electric Mary, Charlie Jewel, Ablaze. There's a lot of bands who come onto my radar and they just want to get to Britain because they see that as like the holy grail, come to Britain because the British fans just love a new style of music, like your music, a bit of country, a bit of rock, a bit of blues, a bit of southern. And I think
Yep.
that, it's just hard because you guys, you pay a lot of money to come to
Well,
Britain.
that's right. I mean, the country music scene and the old country music scene in the UK is exploding. It's the fastest growing genre of music in the country, and it has been for quite some time. A lot of big American country acts now come here and include Britain on their touring schedule. And I'm finding wherever I go, there's an enormous appetite for the type of music that I'm playing, which it does get cross over into that, as you say, the roots music and the old country,
Yeah.
and even in some cases folk. So yeah, there's enormous appetite, particularly amongst the people who are maybe a little bit older, maybe 30 years plus,
Yeah.
who don't want to go to clubs anymore and bounce up and down, to beat music. They actually just want to listen to a singer-songwriter tell some stories.
Yeah, and I think that's great. I took my wife day before yesterday, to see Billy Ocean.
Ah,
And she's never seen Billy Ocean before, and you're right, it's probably 50 plus age group who
yep.
remember him from 35 years ago, and just they want to relive their youth, they want to relive singing the songs back, and I guess that's kind of what kind of drives you as well with some of the songs that you've got. If you do a couple of covers, that people resonate with that and sing it back to you.
Yeah, they're totally. I mean, I sing songs about how good is bed and how my love of lager, and I sing a lot of comedy songs, but I also sing songs that break people's hearts as well, like songs
Yeah.
about my dear mum who's passed, and so forth. So I've got a fairly eclectic range. I've only just released three more tracks on an EP, which are all quite varied. They're all about love. I think a lot about love, actually, Darren, because I think it's one of the most important subjects on the planet.
You sing a
So
lot about love, and you sing a lot about Christmas because you love a bit of Christmas. Which is good as well.
yes, I do love a Christmas song. I might try and make it it's a challenge I set myself to try and write a Christmas song every year, and yeah.
So, um, have you finished with TV now? Or are you still involved? in some way or form,
Oh no,
because
no.
you're obviously the
I
third
mean, I've been an actor.
longest serving actor in Australian TV. I mean, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
I've been an actor for 48 years, and I've done a lot of television. I've done a lot of film. I've done a lot of stage and radio. So, I mean, I would never be walking away from it, and I'll keep auditioning for roles and so forth. But I do want to concentrate. That's that's the area where I get my real satisfaction, because I'm singing my own songs, I'm telling my
Yeah.
own stories, and I'm interacting directly with the audience. That's very crucial to me.
Would you ever consider like turning your back on film and stage to solely do music full time, or do
Well, there'd
you?
be no point. Yeah, there'd be no point in that. I mean, the whole thing about being a performer is that you make yourself available for all options. There's no particular point in being exclusively music or exclusively acting. You can easily do them both at the same time. So I'm open to all possibilities.
Yeah, because funnily enough, your good friend and my friend was round. He comes round to visit me every Tuesday. Alan McHugh.
Yep.
You know, when we were chatting about stuff, and I said, "What have you got on?" He goes, "Oh, auditioning for this, auditioning for that. I'm writing these plays. I'm writing this." You know, and he says, much like yourself, he gets recognised 3, 4, 5 times a day in the street. You know, and people walk up to him and go, "Can I have a picture?" And I
Yep.
guess that's always good for you as well, that you're now not only getting known for your 30 plus years in Neighbours, but your musical career, because obviously a lot of people like what you sing about.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. There are people who actually come to gigs because they want to come and meet Dr. Karl Kennedy from Neighbours. And some of them, sometimes they're unsure what they're going to get from the music, and they walk away music fans, and that's very rewarding. I'm getting enormous love on Facebook and Instagram from people who've come along not quite knowing what they're going to get and loving it.
Yeah, and I think that's good because you don't know who's buying your tickets. And you step on stage and you start playing, and people are singing back, or they will leave. Because what I get when I go to my shows, and I'll maybe put a video out of a band, and people will message me and go, "Who was that?" Oh, and I go, "Oh, it's this band or that band or this artist." And they'll go, "I'm going to buy their album tomorrow, or I'm going to download stuff because I like what I hear." So for you, that must be the same, that you get a range of people who come. Primarily, it'll be the Karl Kennedy fans who want to get a up close and personal with a doctor. But I think, secondly, it's the music people who want to come and see what you're all about.
Yep, totally. It's all about finding your audience and building your audience, and word of mouth. All of this helps. People telling each other on social media, "Hey, I saw this guy last night. He was terrific. You really should go and see him." And it just builds slowly like that. And that's the bread and butter for almost every artist.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're right. Word of mouth for people to hear something, go, "Yeah, I'm going to go and see that guy." I like to go and see lots of new music, and hopefully, I'll get along to your show in Glasgow at the CCA. Alan was saying to me, "Oh, Alan was messaging asking where he could play in Glasgow," and I gave him about 20 places, and then
Yeah.
I said to him, "Oh, I see Alan's booked to CCA." And he's doing Aberdeen, he's doing Edinburgh. And he's like, "Okay," because I think he's available the time you're up in Aberdeen. And I said, "Well, I'm going to get along. I'll bring, I'll if it's okay with you, I have my own photographer, and we'll come along and we'll do the show, get some pictures, get you out there." My review goes all over the world, goes to Australia, goes to America, goes to Japan, goes to Europe. And these fun videos are like me getting to know the artist, the person, not the guy who was on TV, because people know who you are, but getting insight to your life, leaving your family, coming to Britain, for your 34 dates. It's a lot, leaving your family and stuff. And I think people really enjoy that, getting to chat, to listen to, your life on the road, your life at home, kind of, what makes you tick and things like that. I think that's really interesting.
Yeah, lovely. So you'll be at Aberdeen then, Darren?
No, Alan will be at Aberdeen. I'll be hoping to come to the
Oh yeah,
Glasgow show at the CCA.
lovely. I'll have your name on the door there with a, well, I assume a +1, Darren.
Yes, please, yeah, for my talk. And what I'm trying to do, Alan, as well, I'm trying to get to as many shows. I should. We will probably talk about it after we finish. I have some news for you on myself, and hence why I want to get to some shows. But you know, Alan raves about you. I used to, I've been upstage and I've jammed with him, and he's such a lovely guy. You know, and I guess for me, because I've seen you advertised a couple of times in Bannerman's, because it's my friend Christian who books all the bands. And he's like, yeah,
Oh
he's
yeah,
such a lovely guy. You know, he's such a nice guy. He's really approachable. And I think that's also part of it as well. That, you know, you get a lot of artists, I've worked with a lot, that they don't want to be photographed. They don't want to speak to you. They don't want to be in your space. And I think, you know, that's an instant way of alienating people to just
yeah.
go, I want to turn up, do my tuning, do a sound check, leave, and not speak to anyone. And I think that makes people turn off to you because I think,
Yeah, no, I've never been like that. I spend every gig I do. I talk to everybody who comes, meet everybody, get a photo. It's you know, my gigs are all about being very personable and about connecting to the fans. That's
yeah,
what I'm about.
I think that makes it more of an experience. You know, you're not just paying 20, 30, 40 pounds to come and see you. You to do, you know, 20 songs and then go, thank you, and then go off. And people go, oh, I thought I may have got a chance to meet them.
No,
And
no,
I guess that's really nice that what you do, you know, it gives people
it's
that
it's
experience.
absolutely crucial to me. That's
Yeah, yeah, because I think if you
yeah,
don't do that,
okay,
people will just know, oh, it's a guy who came to Australia and all he wanted to do was, you know, perform and make money and leave. And I guess that's really important because people get to know you because they'll tell you about a song that touched you, or you know the lyrics that you said, oh, I've
yep,
recently lost a family member, and some of the songs you've got will fit into that genre. And I think it's really good for you to hear that when you go back to a hotel or the dressing room, you feel as though you've done your job because you've touched someone in a way that they can relate to you, which is nice.
totally, totally, yeah.
So
That's
what's the plan
absolutely
for
it. That's the
today?
key. The key to
What's
everything
the
is
plan
just.
for today?
Well, I'm leaving Belfast today. They're about to kick me out of this hotel, and I've got to jump on a plane, get back to London, and start doing some publicity next week. Yeah, I'm on a bit of a break, and then the second kind of leg of my tour starts up again 8th of September, and that's when I'll be winding my way up north and ending up in Edinburgh and Aberdeen and Glasgow. So
Aberdeen. You
really
need to get
looking
the
forward to getting
accent
up
right,
north
Alan.
towards the end.
You
Oh,
need
I
to get
did
that. You need
panto
to
in
get the
Aberdeen,
accent right.
Darren. Oh, Aberdeen. I did 6 weeks of panto up there, working with Alan and Jordan, and had a fantastic time. It's a beautiful city, the Granite City,
Yeah,
and I've been a few times, obviously. So yeah, looking forward to getting back.
yeah. Alan talks fondly of you because you know we swapped stories about the music industry and you know and him being in a soap like yourself way back in the '80s and stuff, and you know you know I see him as just as my mate, buddy that comes to see me. We have a chat. But a lot of people see him as you know the actor from 1980s, and I don't look at him like that, but he says, yeah, I get approached every day for photographs and signatures, which, you know, is nice for you guys. That sometimes you might be in panto with someone you don't even know, and you're like, I don't know this
Yeah,
person. But Alan's very approachable. You know, he's always talking about, you know, the times he's had with you on stage and stuff like that, and when he's jumping, playing the music and stuff. So that's really good. And that's kind of how we got chatting about it. And, you know, and then he said, oh, Alan's looking for some venues. So I rattled off a load of venues, and he said you should get a chat, you know, and that you kind of think, but you know, I think first and foremost, you know, for me, it's about the music, about talking to you about music and what inspires you and kind of what makes you want to do it. You know, the acting for me is secondary. Although I used to watch it every night, 5:35 and BBC One. You know, you kind of that's secondary now for me to your music because the music is what drives me. You know, I've been doing this since 1979 and I love it.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to catching up with you in Glasgow. I'll put on the best possible show I can for you, Darren, and hopefully you enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm hoping so, because obviously if
It's going to be.
Sorry, Al, go on.
No, it's all good. What were we going to say?
I'm just saying I hope so, because obviously if I go to the show and think, oh, he's not as good, I'm sure that your fans will tell me different, and I'll probably get an earful because I've not supported you. You know, so
No,
you know, that's the good thing about Glaswegians. You know,
no, just yeah, a good, straightforward, honest review is the best review that's ever written.
And I will definitely do that for you, Alan. I know you're conscious of time, so I would just say thank you so much for affording me the time. I know you're in between shows and getting kicked out of the hotel. Are you going to do some sightseeing and stuff when you're in London? Is it just purely...
not a lot of, there's not a lot of time for that. I'm going to be honest with you. I spend most of my days on the computer and working, but I'll do my best to get around and see a bit of stuff and yeah, I want to do some songwriting on the road as well. So
as well, right?
Yeah.
Cool, brilliant. We'll have a great tour. Do well
Lovely
with
to
the
talk.
publicity, and we will see you in Glasgow.
Lovely. You'll be on the door, Darren.
Brilliant. Thank you, for Alan. Pleasure to chat to you.
Cheers, mate. Take care. Bye.
Right. So the reason